FX. I think Udyr is VinFX's most played champion, and just looking at his profile, he's got 138 Udyr games.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
the Lulu band comes out. Not sure who that's against. Probably just maybe against Amethyst Rain, to be honest, who is playing as a sub for E.F.C. Now she is a solo, sorry, she is a support player, so it should be interesting to see if she is going to be put on the support role. Caitlyn picked up by ConserveX, who is the AD carry for insert T name here. Now we have Randy Moss and JJ Bros and JL. Ooh, the Shaco pickup. This should make for a very exciting game. I'm also unfamiliar with the positions on EFC just because they have, well, one, they have a substitute, but two, they've been kind of swapping around. Like, I
yeah.
think Randy Moss has consistently been the carry, whereas, or sorry, the support, whereas Nicholas 1024, he was mid lane last game, but I believe he was AD carry in the very first game that they played.
Right. I'm interested
So,
to see if they actually lock in the Shaco, because that's pretty. Does anyone there like main Shaco or something? I don't know.
unsure. Uh,
Uh,
they
let's.
aren't playing with their starting jungler, who is Athene or Chris Wang.
Mm,
So should be interesting. We see the Irelia immediately locked in from Ibisu, who will be playing top lane. Now VinFX is their jungler for insert T name here, so I speculate that he'll likely be picking up the Shyvana. The Skarner, though, I'm liking that pick. Skarner's
I
really
actually,
strong.
yeah, I actually haven't even tried the new Skarner.
He's good. He's really strong.
That's good.
We see the lock-in, so this should be interesting. We'll likely see more ganks from VinFX than JJ Bros. However, VinFX is has been seen as a very farm-heavy, solo-pushing jungler. So, should be interesting to see if he continues to play that role, even though Skarner has the excellent engage potential every time his ult is up. Now we have Shianimo. How would you pronounce that name, Vivek?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try.
I'm gonna mispronounce it as Shianimo.
Yeah,
Or
that works.
yeah. So we see the Jax hovered over. So Nicholas, who played Ari the previous game this tonight, will likely be going top lane, and we have the Twitch being selected in the last 5 seconds. So we'll have a Twitch Morgana lane versus a Caitlyn support is still up
Something.
in the air.
Yeah, I really like the Jax pickup. I feel like Irelia is kind of like a, and they're really similar in that they both scale like pretty well, but Jax outscales her, and I think in lane it's pretty much a skill matchup, isn't it?
I'd agree with that. I think Irelia definitely has the potential to outplay the Jax a bit more,
Hmm.
but Ibisu will be playing from Korea, so he will have some lag.
Yeah.
Now, I think Amethyst Rain will be playing mid lane for purple side. We have Thresh picked up from I'ma Slap You. Funky Kitten, who is the mid laner, I believe, played a Akali in the last game, so we might see an Akali pickup, but we see a Diana instead.
Dang.
I wonder if Funky Kitten will actually lock in. The Funky Kitten is just a solo laner in general. At last year's UPSL, he was playing top lane for Team Gorgons,
Hmm.
and he had a really solid Nasus games. But looks like
Looks
this
like it's.
season he's been playing a lot more mid, and we actually see the Ziggs. Now I think Amethyst Rain will be going mid, so she's either going. I was gonna guess
Ooh.
on Lux because I know she's very comfortable on Lux or Nidalee, but I have never seen her play Syndra. Then again, Amethyst Rain hasn't really been playing too many games this past season in general, so should be interesting to see if she does decide to stay with the Morgana. If so, her team is kind of going for a very purplish themed team.
Yeah. If only they went Lucian instead of Twitch.
Oh, you're right. Lucian
Yeah,
is
dude.
kind of purpley.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the Syndra still hasn't been locked in yet, so, but I think it's safe to assume that they will be going with the Syndra pick until, well, we'll see in 12 seconds. But
Yeah.
just looking at it in general, I think we'll see Skarner be ganking a lot more, Whereas call the Lux.
Oh, nice,
He's,
dude.
I mean, I've played with Amethyst Rain for the past 2 or 3 years, so I'm very familiar with her champ pool, especially for mid lane. Um, but they're actually really good. We have a kind of a global element with the Jax teleport and Nocturne ult and the Lux ultimate, whereas we have a very pick heavy comp in my opinion from blue side. You've got the you've got the Thresh Death Sentence, which can just hook anyone that if he can land the hook, that person's probably going to die, especially if followed up with a Skarner ultimate. And Conservex, who is mechanically very good, can just kind of poke from the background, and you've got really good poke and wave clear from Funkykin's Sigs. Interesting. Interestingly enough, Irelia is going Ignite instead of Teleport, so I think Jax will actually be entering that lane on the weaker side, but he does have to teleport to come back and as well as make plays across the map.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Um, yeah, it looks like pretty even lanes throughout. I don't know. I guess I would assume that purple team will kind of tend to want to take it to the late game a bit more since they have Jax and Twitch, which definitely I think outscale Irelia and Caitlyn. Um,
That's a
but
very good point.
but Ziggs is really good at stalling out games as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna switch to the Lol Nexus, by the way.
Okay. I was gonna say both teams have very good wave clear. Lux can clear waves pretty fast, and Ziggs, as we all know, can just instantly clear waves with just a bomb toss as well as a minefield. Should be interesting to see how the laning phase goes. I think Skarner's definitely going to be trying to gank a bit more. His passive does have the stun potential now,
Right.
whereas Nocturne really only has the fear. But both ganks are just not as strong without some CC followed up. But as you said, I think you have the Law Nexus Plus pulled up, so let's just kind of look over everything. We see the Skarner with the 2010, and the mastery page is actually called "I don't give a fuck about jungling." It's awesome. He's running his Udyr page, which is a bit of attack damage, but 14% attack speed, 5% cooldown reduction, armor, and movement speed, which I actually really like. And I think those are all really excellent stats for Skarner to have. We see a 0, 16, 14 coming up from Thresher. He's going a bit tankier, so likely he's going to be going a bit more aggressive and just kind of taking a bit more damage. And looks like I'ma Slap You actually has a rune page set aside just for Thresh.
That's
Looking
impressive.
Looking at purple side, we see a 723 from the Morgana. So no utility, very tanky, but also AP and cooldown reduction. And then we see a 22-8 from the Twitch. So he's opting to not grab the 3% health, but he does have the 3 points in veteran scars, which gives him about 50 extra HP in lane. Otherwise, everything looks relatively normal for everyone else. Looking at
Yeah.
the runes,
Oh, Lux took AD. Of
interesting.
Marks, yeah.
I like that actually. I
Yeah.
don't think Lux has the best base damage, and it might actually this might just be her support page. She doesn't have any armor, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Edward, so that's my assumption for why it's a support page. But I think it's good. It'll help her CS a bit better, especially if Amethyst Rain, who hasn't been playing too much this season, is a bit rusty. And
Yeah.
then Morgana's actually running her Thresh support page as well.
They both have Thresh support pages. That's beautiful.
But they have very different opinions for what Thresh support should have. So
Yeah,
Randy
that's true.
Moss has about 17 armor, which means armor yellows, actually ability power, magic resist. So armor yellows, armor reds, which should get you about 17, and then one health quint and two ability power quints, and then flat magic resist blues. Whereas I'ma Slap You has 9 attack damage, 12 magic resist, 13 armor, and 52 health. So two HP quints plus a armor quint, and then armor seals, and then 9 attack damage seal marks.
Yeah. The 80 marks help with Thresh, at least early on with his Flay passive. Like, it encourages Thresh players to auto-attack more, or auto-attack harass, rather. So I think the 80 is pretty useful.
And it
Early, at
definitely really
least.
hurts, especially if you're the AD carry who's
Right.
taking the hits.
Right.
I'm wondering if we'll see any invades occur level 1. Purple side has a really good invading comp because they can have Twitch, who might want to start Q just to scout for them a little bit, but they have the Lux binding as well as the Morgana binding.
Yeah, and the Jacks could even start Counter-Strike if they were fully committing to the invade.
And Counter-Strike is not a terrible pickup. Most people actually do pick Counter-Strike as their first ability.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see what could blue side do. They could. I mean, they have a Thresh, and Irelia could take her E. I forgot what it's called.
I do too. I should have really learned the ability names, but we will just say they're keyboard bindings at the moment until we actually hover over them.
Yeah.
It looks like we're still loading. I think we're just waiting for I'ma slap you. At least that's who I'm waiting for. Everyone else is loaded up, and we're back into game. All right, I'm just going to take a second to rearrange everyone into their right positions.
Yep.
Now we see very standard pickups from everyone. We see Thresh actually going for Ancient Coin, which is actually a very common choice if you don't have the best coordination with your AD carry on who's getting the last hit. We see most Threshes going Relic Shield, but Ancient Coin is a very very safe pickup for Threshes if they're unsure about their ability for last hit. Ward goes out immediately to kind of ward off any invades, but actually it looks like purple side is grouping, so we may actually be seeing an invade from purple side.
Oh, interesting.
We have 5 people in this bush. They're either looking to invade or they're looking to fend off an invade. We actually have wards coming up from blue side. Oh, looks like purple side's going to invade. They're leading with the Lux and Morgana, and they're going to go with this very slowly.
Yeah,
I think
but
they're just waiting to see. Oh, Morgana coming in. Oh, binding
gets
comes
the
out.
binding.
If they can get another binding from the Lux, Lux gets another binding from Turbex, drops instantly. Morgana gets it. And Thresh, who's in there for some reason, gets just taken down with no CC at all. Really good start for purple side. Morgana gets first blood. Twitch gets the next kill. Instantly, they're up by about 800 gold. It looks like Nocturne is going to start with blue team's red buff. So it looks like we're going to get a blue start from Skarner, who actually will probably appreciate that start better. Is that not E.F.C? Anyways. So we see Lux actually helping out still. Oh, wait. No. Lux is back in line. I had the wrong camera position. Now, it'd be interesting to see what Skarner does. I have a feeling he'll go straight to the red just because he knows his red is being taken, or to the Nocturne's red, rather. But it looks like the Nocturne... Is he going to come in for a gank? No, it just sends out a Q. Probably a warning message to bot lane. Interesting choice.
Gotta assert your dominance. But yeah, it looks like the Skarner does end up going to red, and Nocturne getting his blue, so standard 2 buff starts.
Skarner actually started with the sweeping lens, which I actually like. I prefer going the warding trinket when I'm jungling, but that's only just because I tend to ward the bush when I'm getting my red buff in case of invasions. And it looks like red side note. Oh, we see Skarner coming in for a gank. Jax just loops around and freely escapes this, and Skarner wastes his time. And we actually have the Lux clearing the red buff for the Nocturne. So they will actually get the timer. But Lux does miss a couple of CS in lane, even though she's still only 3 CS down. Looks like she'll be able to get her cannon made, though.
Yeah, and earlier... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Looks like we have some dueling. Skarner's back top, so Jax is going to have to move for this. Skarner has a rank in his W, and he gets a slow off. Jax just comes back though. He still has his flash up, however, so I don't think they're gonna be able to get anything. The ignite comes down, but he is able to escape.
Yeah. The Jax should be fine, and Nocturne shows, well, he doesn't show, but he'll be here to pick up Jax's farm. And Jax does have teleport, actually, anyway, so...
That is true, so he's not going to lose out much. He does lose his flash, but Skarner traded flash as well. So overall, probably purple side gained more because their Nocturne was able to farm up a bit more. Jax got the cannon minion, which is huge. And purple side, well, just nothing really gained or lost.
Yeah.
But we see the blue side bot lane pushing in really heavily. And a hook comes off on Thresh. Really good Dark Shield from Morgana. Oh, good trades from purple side. Caitlyn dropped to half health, and the poison is sticking still. Now we see Thresh kind of zoning the Lux a bit. And, or I'm sorry, not Thresh. The Ziggs, rather. So Nocturne, it seems like Nocturne's going to come in and kind of clear, whereas Lux is going to go back. And both mid lane is actually completely out of mana.
They are actually even in CS though, so even though the Lux went back and was shoved in, the Ziggs hasn't been doing the best job of getting CS. Although I think the Lux might have been taking a Wraith camp or at least a few of those minions.
Well, she did get 2 from the red buff clear.
Oh, that's right.
Nocturne.
That's right.
Now, we see the Skarner go back for a Spirit Stone. Nocturne is yet to return, although I expect him to go back right now, since he just got a lot of minions and experience from mid lane.
Meanwhile, Jax is starting to shove in Irelia. He actually has the experience advantage, I guess, just from shoving in.
He did get the first and second blood experience for killing the champion.
Oh, that's right.
That is why he's slightly ahead. He's a bit pushed though, so he bought 2 wards.
Yeah.
And these are not trinket wards; these are like actual wards. So he's gonna be pretty safe for at least another 2 minutes or so. Skarner's just kind of farming up.
But here comes a counter strike, and
Counter strike from Jax, get some damage off, but he's just gonna leap away.
That was a pretty good trade for Irelia, though.
Yeah. Although I think that was kind of better for Jax because he was able to focus the minions, the wave is now kind of evening out a bit better. Because even though he has the wards, he doesn't want to be that far ahead. I really just auto-tax yourself to full health though with the potion. Now we see the Nocturne coming down bot, hoping to get a gank, but a ward from the Thresh will prevent that from happening. And Nocturne seems to realize that and just goes on his own way. Should be interesting to see what happens once the junglers hit 6 though, because those are huge power spikes for both teams. Thresh has the kill potential and Nocturne has the global presence.
Looks like Caitlyn is really doing well in her lane, as to be expected. I mean, you know, just completely out harassing and out farming a Twitch. It's already like 25 CS lead for Caitlyn. And Nocturne's
wow,
sitting
that is a huge advantage. Oh, Nocturne is still here. Good binding on the Caitlyn. The fear goes out on the Thresh, however. It looks like I don't know if they'll be able to get a kill. Twitch throws his casket, but only gets the poison off. Oh, and if we go back top, actually, Vivek, can you hit backspace twice?
Yeah.
All right. So it looks like we have Aurelia pushed in towards the Jax. I'm at 705. And we've got a huge minion wave piling up for Jax. And they're both about half health, but Jax has a bit less mana. And Aurelia does have her ultimate available. So it looks like so as the turret's kind of thinning out the minions. Oh, good stun or E from the Aurelia. Wow. The flash out allows the Aurelia to avoid the counter-strike, but as soon as the Jax walks up a little bit, she just immediately cues back onto him and kills him with the ignite.
Yeah, that was a really smart dive. And also she used her ult to get a bit of health back from everything that she hits. So
that definitely saved her. Let's jump to live.
Yep. Looks like Caitlyn Oh, did the Caitlyn actually? I think we missed a few kills.
No, no, no. Caitlyn died from first blood. Oh,
Oh, okay,
see,
okay.
Ziggs go aggressive on the Lux, but a flash and a misplaced ultimate from Ziggs allows Lux to ultimately survive. And with her ultimate, she's able to just clear the wave and go back. Now, the
Smart.
Skarner is actually at the Wraiths, but looks like he's not going to be doing anything except steal the Wraiths. And he knows the red
And
buff
the red
timer,
buff,
actually, so. Yeah, go ahead, dude.
So it looks like that buff will be denied from Nocturne, which isn't a big of a deal. One thing that's interesting to note is Caitlyn has not gone back yet, and she's sitting on 72 farm. Like, that's gonna be probably... She's gonna make a good headway into her IE rush, which will be useful in lane. Looks like we missed a kill up top.
Alright, I'm gonna hit backspace for that.
Yeah.
So it looks like. It looks like Jax just kind of goes too far ahead, doesn't have any wards. Skarner's able to just walk in and ult him and kill him easily with everyone's help. Ooh, good hook on the Twitch. And Nocturne goes on keeping the immunity. Twitch is saved, Twitch ults, and I don't think he's able to get anything. Flash from Morgana and a binding doesn't hit anything. Looks like both teams escape with just ultimates, flashes, burn.
Yep.
Jax is starting to lose. Oh wow, Twitch is really low. He needs to go back. But Jax is building a Blade of the Rune King first, whereas Aurelia is going Triforce Rush. It's just enough both champions go either Blade of the Rune King first or Triforce first, and both normally build both items.
Yeah. I think for Jax, like, at least for this matchup, Aurelia already has some sustain from Hidden Style, or Hidden Style, so
Yeah,
that's
true.
why she's able to work with build Triforce, whereas Jax really needs the Cutlass, and for the
Looks
life
like Lux is taking a lot of grasp from the Ziggs, and you can kind of see that she's had to go back for the Ziggs multiple times. So now she's currently down about 20, no, about 12 CS, which is kind of big. Oh, Aurelia going, Jax fighting Aurelia. Oh, Jax almost gets the kill, but he hesitates, cancels an auto attack, and Aurelia is able to get the kill ultimately. If Jax hadn't ignite, he probably could have done it. That's
And
going to
like,
shift Jax further back.
right, like you said before, or I think we agreed that this is mostly a skill matchup, but you mentioned that Jax chose to take teleport, which gives Aurelia an edge in this matchup, at least during laning phase. So it's good to see that the Aurelia is at least taking advantage of this and
Ooh,
going
Ziggs throws his ultimate out. Good binding from the Lux may save her life, and she's just going to kind of get zoned. Now, ultimately,
looking top lane again.
Jax is going to get ganked again. Really unfortunate for Nicholas 1024.
And gets
Looks like he's able to escape, but Skarner flashes and slows him with his E. That's another kill for him. Now she's up 3-0-1, and Jax is down 0-4. Now Nocturne should be trying to force the dragon. We see this. We see it immediate Skarner. I think you can before.
By the way, Jeff, I
Oh,
think you're a little
exhaust. Yeah, the exhaust from the Morgana pushes the Caitlyn back, but the ultimate comes down, and she's able to.
The Nocturne actually ends up ulting the Caitlyn. Ooh, and the binding barely misses, but Aurelia comes back and ends up sniping the Nocturne with her ult. That was a really good roam by the Aurelia.
Oh, I'm behind. I didn't even realize that. Looks like the stream's offline, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, looks like the stream died.